Understanding the worlds of geography and history is a crucial skill because geography determines the behaviors of the people that live there, whether it be for trade, military, or naval purposes. We will begin our journey with the Panama Canal, the waterway that cuts across the Isthmus of Panama connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It eliminates the long, dangerous voyage around Cape Horn.
The canal, built in 1914, was operated by the U.S. government, and during World War II, it was one of the major security links the Allied powers had to those oceans. It remains important to world economic development. The U.S. returned the canal to Panama in 19...
Our next stop, the Strait of Gibraltar, the narrow body of water between Spain and North Africa that connects the Atlantic Ocean with the Mediterranean Sea. For centuries, it has been a vital link in the water route from the Atlantic and Northern Europe to Southern Europe to the Middle East.
The strait has been under control of the British since 1713 and was particularly important in the Allied powers during World War II and their naval vessels when they moved back and forth from the Atlantic to the Mediterranean.
Our next stop, the Nile River. The Nile River flows northward from the eastern interior of Africa into the Mediterranean Sea. The most famous sections of the Nile and the mouth of this great river are associated with Egypt.
The Battle of the Nile took place in 1789 between the French and the British fleets off the Egyptian coast. If the French had won, they would have gained control of the Mediterranean, helping Napoleon's army to gain control of Egypt. This would have made France the dominant force in the Middle East and the controlling power in the region between the Mediterranean and the Red Seas. France, rather than Great Britain, would have been the major player militarily and financially in the Suez Canal, a transportation link to the riches of India and the Far East.
The Mississippi River is the main river into which the major tributary rivers flow from the interior of the United States. Since the late 18th and early 19th century, it has permitted easy transportation from several tributary rivers southward to the Gulf of Mexico.
Today, transportation of American agricultural and manufactured products is dependent on these rivers. And because of this, the middle section of the nation has developed into one of the world's most important farming and manufacturing regions. It remains vital for economic growth and development of the U.S., though less for internal security as it did during the Civil War from 1861 to 1865.
Finally, this takes us to the English Channel that has protected the United Kingdom from invasion for hundreds of years. The last successful invasion was the Norman conquest of 1066. Not even the military prowess of the Spanish Armada in 1589 or Nazi Germany during World War II could master the channel.